Do you have a trailer that you want to convert into a kayak trailer? That's what we're doing today. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Fishing with Gramps YouTube channel. My name is JT, and yep, today we're going to take this Malone Microsport trailer and turn it into a single Kayak carrier in my case. This one actually comes with a rack that allows me to carry 3 kayaks on it, but I want to rig this out for carrying my big Old Town Autopilot 120 Kayak. So we're going to add some bunks into this. Let's do a little DIY. So let's get started. All right, so I've started out by removing my old kayak rack system, the Malone rack system on here, which, you know, I use to carry 3 kayaks. So if I'm traveling out of state, I can carry mine, our second kayak, and then throw my brother's or a buddy's up on top. But for when I'm running around the state locally, I just want to be able to haul my Kayak and center it on this trailer because my kayak is very heavy when it's fully loaded, and I don't like loading and unloading it all the time. So what I've done recently was added double leaf springs to increase double the weight capacity, but then I want to add some wooden bunks. I've tried the PVC and I found that I actually prefer the carpeted wooden bunks. I think it just slides on and off easier. If you look at the Old Town website, they actually sell the Malone trailers with these wooden bunks on it. But I don't mind the PVC at all, and especially if we're going to be traveling out of state. I'm making this like into a quick change system where 4 U-bolts and a couple of other bolts, I can swap between the 2 systems rather easily. But for my local day-to-day, I wanted something that sat lower down on the frame, so when I run into these boat ramps where the water level's really low, it's easier to get the kayaks on and off. If not, they ride almost a foot higher on the other rack. So I'm kind of doing like a low profile trailer build with this right here. So what I did was I ordered a large bunk kit from Malone, and I actually will link it down in the description below. You can get it on Amazon for a couple $100. Comes with the 2 carpeted bunks and then the brackets that you need and 2 cam straps, kind of do everything that you need. Now in my situation, it comes with these U-bolts that are built to go on to their kind of kayak cage system that I removed. So I'm going to swap these out and go with these bigger ones so I can attach these bunks directly to the frame so I get this lower profile bunk system. What I ended up doing was going to Tractor Supply to get these, and they will fit perfectly in here, and they're the perfect width for riding right on the frame crossbeam. This should be nice and quick, and it'll make for a nice, quick, fast transformation so that when I want to put the 3 rack system back on, easy transformation. So let's get to the chesty and get started. Oh, real quick, if you want to DIY these and buy your own kit, and you want to learn how to do the carpeted bunk, I'll drop a video down in the description below of my last trailer where I actually did that, where you can buy the carpet and put it on with glue and staples. This time I just decided to make it easy and, you know, spend the money and buy the kit. But if you want to save yourself a little bit of money, you can do your carpeted bunks yourself with 2x4 and carpet. Again, I'll drop that video down in the description below. This time I just wanted a quick kit and do it and be done with it. All right, so I've gone ahead and pulled the 4 brackets that we're going to need out, and I will just run these on either side like so, and we will just get them on for a quick fit. Later we'll figure out the actual spacing for the bunks themselves, but for now we'll just go ahead and get all 4 brackets put on. Actually took this bracket with me over to the Tractor Supply just to make sure I would get the right size, because I knew I needed one to run from the bottom hole up to this second hole here. So now we can just get our bolts started and spin those on so that everything stays even. And then we'll tighten everything down later on when we need to figure out the actual spacing for the bunks. So we're just going to hand tighten these up against the frame. And again, we'll lock them down later, but I'm going to go ahead and leave it loose enough so that we can slide it back and forth as we need. And again, later on, this will make it nice to play transformer when I want to go from one system to the other, either the single bunks or the triple. I like this setup for my kayak because I want to be able to leave my batteries, my black pack, my motor, all of the gear on here. And with these new double leaf springs, this supports basically 800 pounds instead of the 400 pounds that it did before. Should be much more suited for my style of fishing. That way I don't have to empty everything out. When we're on long road trips and we're hauling 3 kayaks, sure, we take the batteries, tackle, everything off of the kayaks and then put them on the trailer. But again, I want to be able to just pull out of the garage and go straight to the lake and drop it in the water. And likewise, when I come home, unhook it from the truck, and just roll it right back into the garage without having to take anything out but my rods. So there we go. We got those kind of set in the middle. Now let's work on getting the bunks installed. All right, now it's time to do a little ciphering. So I'm going to run the brackets from the back of the bunks about 12 inches off the back this way from here. Then we'll go ahead and set those screws, and then I'll get the measurements we need to be able to install the brackets with the screws up front so that we have a nice, tight, solid fit between the front and back. So let's go ahead and get going on that. All right, now we have both bunks on. We can slide it left and right. We can tilt it this way, or this way, depending on what we want. The shape of your kayak will dictate, you know, how you set it up. So, since it's nice and muggy outside, I'm gonna go get me a drink of water, cool down for a minute, and then I will grab my Old Town Sportsman 106 and use that as the template because the whole shape is actually the same as my Autopilot 120. All right, and here we have it. I have my bunks tilted out. I have the top edges at about 9 inches. This edge rides right under the scuppers of my kayak. So that's where I want the kayak to sit on. I got everything tightened down. I've got a slight angle coming out this way. It just seems to fit my kayak the best, but I've got all the bolts and everything tightened down, and this carpet will make it nice and easy to slide it on and off. Now, the way I also have it is up front, I slide it up so that it drops down over the front edge of those, and that front corner on either side sits on, I'll show you this, it sits on either side of where my transducer goes. But since the kayak drops down over that front edge, it holds it in place, while I'm going down the road, but more importantly, when I'm pulling up the boat ramp, it keeps the kayak from sliding back off of the rail. So the way this rides on the trailer, it goes up and then the front end goes down and over the front of that. I don't have it shooting out past, but that just works out best for me. So enough of that. Let's go ahead and get the Kayak slid on here. I'll show you how that looks, and then we will get out of this heat and get rigged up for tomorrow's bass tournament. Looks like our kayak cart's got us there most of the way. Now let's pick it up and walk it on. There we go, drop down over the front. I'll pull it back to make it snug. So you can see the bunk stop right here. And that's right there where that edge is. And then my transducer runs right up here towards the front. But as you can see, she runs back there nice and smooth. We got lots of clearance, not close to rubbing on either side. Got an inch or so, and perfect. I think what I'll do to keep the kayak more centered is also I'm going to go ahead and scoot it all the way up to the front tire, and then I'll run a strap from the front handle down through the tire as a third point of contact. And that way, when I have all the weight of the batteries sitting right here under the seat, behind the seat, into my black pack with all my bait, that will be centered right over the main frame, you know, the two spots right here on the trailer. Be great for weight distribution. So yeah, that works out really nice. Looking at it from the back going in this way, bunks are perfectly spaced, works out just like a champ. Excellent, excellent, excellent. And there we have it, DIY trailer bunk edition build complete. Man, it's muggy out here today in southern Indiana. Summer's officially here, and whew, I'm soaking wet, but that's okay. We got this project done. Any comments or questions, drop them down in the comments section below. If you want to see the video I did on how to rewire the trailer, I'll drop a link to that up here. If you want to see the link to how you make your own carpeted bunks in my previous DIY trailer build, I'll drop that one right here. Until next time, get outside when you can and make some memories. One cast at a time.